Hi everyone, it's Ella from Katanning here. Sorry I can't be there today, but I'm here to tell you a bit about our recent trip over to Melbourne for the National Landcare Conference, which was partially supported by the Southwest Regional Landcare Facilitator Program. This was my fourth National Landcare Conference, and I found each one has had its own vibe. Adelaide was very much we've lost our mojo and we need to ramp Landcare back up again. Sydney was the sparkle is back and our relevance is expanding into new sectors. Melbourne 2 years ago is what we have is awesome, but we need to find new ways to deliver. And this time I find you could really sum it up in Landcare is about as much about human needs as it is about the environment. The conference was opened by the Honourable Major General Michael Jeffries, who's the Commissioner for Soils. He spoke about the critical importance of how soils underpin all we do, and it's called for soils to be listed as a national asset. He used his military background to talk about the link between civil instability and what we're heading for under climate change, and quoted a UN person who said that fights over soil and water will be the major impact of climate change. He also said something that strongly resonated with me, and that is how farmers should not be left on their own to manage 60% of the continent on behalf of 24 million people. And I really agree, and that the support of the Landcare, who in turn support our farmers, is so critical. The conference was hosted by the lovable TV presenter, Costa Georgiadis from Gardening Australia. And he repeatedly made the message that we have to, about role modelling. We have to live and breathe our message and let people see us doing that. Whether it be using our keep cup, growing veggies on the verge, we have to be seen to be genuine. We have to do what we can, where we are, with what we have. Dr. Lovett from the Australian River Restoration Centre captured that with her concurrent session presentation. They engage with landholders on riparian projects through emotion. They don't use facts and figures. It feels good to be near water, and it feels good to do something positive for waterways. Their signage, promotions, thank yous, all capture their emotions. And I think that's a really different way of the community engagement. And of course, midway through the awards, through the conference, was the National Landcare Awards, of which I won one. It was an amazing night for Western Australia. And with 4 awards coming from the Southwest region, myself, Jill Richardson, the Blackwood Basin Group, and Southampton Homestead, it was a buzz. But of course, the next morning was back to reality. Will Stephan from the Climate Media Centre gave an incredible but sobering presentation about climate change. He talked about the difference between cyclic carbon, that's held in trees and soil and is released through activities like clearing and burning, and can be resequestered by planting again, and the difference of that with fossil fuels, which are buried deep. They're never supposed to come out. And we don't have enough trees in the world to sequester the carbon we're releasing from fossil fuels. We have to move to renewables, whether it be solar panels on homes, alternative forms of transport. We have to make that switch. And of course, it was a Landcare conference. So there was a lot of networking going on. And one of the things that really captured a lot of people this conference was that constant concern about where are the young people in Landcare. And the launch of Intrepid Landcare, which is basically a franchise model of the Illawarra Youth Landcare Network that is engaging with young adults in a way that's appropriate for them. And it's taking off across Australia with gusto. The question is, who's going to be our first Intrepid Landcare group for Western Australia? But the thing that's left me thinking for the whole conference was raised by one of my fellow Young Landcare awardees from Tasmania. And that is the issue of access to land. So many people don't have access to land for cultural and spiritual reasons, to connect with nature, to grow their own produce, just to get dirty. And I think that's a challenge we need to find an answer for. So thank you once again to the RLF program for sending me over to the conference. Is there any questions? Just let me know.